Hey Alex, I like this first image a lot. A couple little tweaks we could suggest, but I like the fact that the shadow is the most important part of the picture here, and the simplicity of these two planes, light gray or mid gray and a darker gray. A couple of tweaks we might, to strengthen it even more, rotate this so this line is vertical and parallel to the edge of the frame, and also to darken this railing just a little bit, and maybe do a little feathered selection through here, and ever so slightly tweak the light up a little bit, and that would improve it a bit. And I have a theme for your series this week, something to think about. It's a dynamic range from highlight to shadow, in how we perceive the world versus what a camera is able to capture. In this case, you're shooting straight into the light source, and what ends up happening is everything else gets terribly dark and depressed, and it's hard to reconcile these two things. So I won't bother telling you, well, we could straighten out this line and make it parallel to that line, and lighten this up, because being dark like this, there'll be a lot of noise in here anyway. Moving along, so here we go. Right, this is lovely, and the sky. And I've said it several times, don't include sky in your pictures unless the photo is about the sky. In this case, I'd argue it's about the sky. So then what to do? What we do then is we tilt the camera upward to try to avoid the foreground, generally speaking. The reason is because the camera sensor is unable to resolve an exposure between the light in the sky and what's on the ground. It just can't do it. There's too many stops of range between that. There's something called HDR technique, high dynamic range, and that involves taking several images, like taking one for the sky and one for the midtones, and maybe two more for the darker tones in here, and giving them, brightening them up by a better exposure, and then combining all those frames together. You'll see it gets worse as we get into this series. I can see you're really interested in this wonderful sky, so here it's just about the sky, so you can take the picture of the sky, but then don't include this stuff on the ground. The answer is to tilt the camera up and just have this line of silhouetted trees and steeple at the very bottom of the frame. It doesn't quite work out well to crop this all in, because then you end up this really long frame. So shooting better next time, just tilt the camera upward. Same with this. Okay, how dark it is through here. Tilt the camera up. And looking at all these sky pictures too, we're not getting so much about shadows. So I'm trying to, like this first shot, getting you to think about shadows as material structure in a picture. We could argue that the shadows falling on the columns are pretty nice from the trees somewhere across the street. Again, this whole big dark area on the left here, camera is unable to resolve the exposure between the upper right and the left side. Okay, so the answer is to tilt the camera more this way, or to walk around more in the front, and start, framing from this part of the building up and looking at the sky. Love this. So this doesn't have any problems at all, and I like the way you're playfully working with your own shadow and the structure of the door here. Okay, same problem on the right here. Okay, we've got pretty nice reflection. It's tough going generally most of the time to look straight at the sun. It's mostly working out, so the biggest weakness is the right side here. I like this a lot. Again, a couple of edits I'd suggest is to slightly darken the top more and open up the bottom more. I like the elongated shadow though, and the way you're looking at this. Right, so same theme running along here. To shoot this better, you'd move in closer, get down low on the ground, even lay right down and put your head right down on the ground and get the camera as low as possible, looking up at the sky, and have them both silhouetted against, the sky. But all of this darkness through here is a loss, and it just doesn't make for a good shot. Ditto here. Okay, get in close, look straight up, make it about the sky. And the same thing here. This is pretty interesting. It gets a little dark up here in the top, but I like the light projected on the wall, and I like these shadows and this strong one-point perspective. And this one is fun. It's almost there. This is the little jump and the hop in here. This is your focal point. It starts to dissolve, get lost into this darkness in here, and notice how the light foreground it drags your eye away from what's happening here. Okay, so the answer is to, in Photoshop, slightly darken down here, select in here, feather it out, lighten it a little bit, darken this upper left corner, maybe open this up too. Okay, that's it. See you on the blog.